Hi, and welcome to another edition of On the Spot. My name is Ronnie Wiley, and to my left are the Roses, Melissa and Andrew. Welcome to the show.
Nice to see you.
And you guys have a wonderful story, and we'll get to all of that. But you guys have and it's not Norse Fitness. We haven't even come up with a name with it yet, but we will. But you guys have a little fitness garage at your place, and Melissa, you're a personal fitness trainer.
Yes.
And what got you into that?
Well, I've had a lifelong passion for health, fitness, exercising. My mom and dad raised me really into all that,
Right.
And gave me a good foundation. But I myself have been a lifelong learner, and then have had lots of little pushes in that direction along the way.
And who are your mom and dad?
Pam and Tim Maple.
I was gonna say, yeah, we got.
It was Pam Dixon. So
right, I was gonna say we got to give the plug that because you come from a dancing family background, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that kind of easily translates into personal fitness. Andrew, what's your background in fitness? You seem like a pretty fit guy.
Yeah. I don't know how fit I am. Pretty strong though.
I'm not.
But no, I just kind of started going to the gym to try to get healthier. Started going to Anytime Fitness. Spent a lot of time on the elliptical.
Yeah.
Lost some weight. Everything was going good. Found a book called Starting Strength, actually by Mark Ripito, and it's powerlifting.
Yeah.
It's basically like a textbook on powerlifting. It's about this thick and goes through all the 3 lifts, the squat, the bench, and the deadlift, and I believe it had overhead press in it as well. And then I was like, man, this is like the coolest thing I've seen in a while, so I'm gonna give this a try, and basically been addicted to that ever since. It's been about 4 years.
So you got into the powerlifting, and a lot of times, Melissa, and I think we were talking about that when I was at your gym a couple of weeks ago, is that a lot of times people think of cardio as like that's you running and you slim down quickly, but the best way to lose weight is through the weights, lifting weights, correct?
I mean, that's debatable, but just anything that burns calories is gonna help you lose weight. I mean,
speeds your metabolism up.
And building muscle, helps speed your metabolism up.
You can burn more calories at rest when you have more muscle on you.
So you might not initially be burning as many calories as if you were to go out and walk 10 miles a day.
Right.
But the more muscle you accumulate, the more calories you're going to burn over time, just naturally.
Just like so, the more muscle you have, the more.
Basically, the higher your metabolism.
Now, why is people always assuming that they'll say a pound of muscle weighs more than a pound of fat? Well, obviously it's the same because a pound's a pound.
Yeah, where it would take up more of the size on your body, I think is what.
Muscle's more dense.
Yeah, where you'll say it looks smaller.
Yeah.
So like people will usually guess me to weigh less than what I do. For instance, I range between 132, 135, but sometimes people will guess
how much you weigh?
Well, I would just say sometimes people will say, well, you're probably about 120, or a lot of women get that.
Guess, yeah.
So.
Yeah, and it's because of the muscle.
Yeah, I haven't gained, like my size of my clothes hasn't gotten bigger over the last few years. I've started powerlifting in 2019. Before that, I had just used dumbbells, kettlebells, and more crossfitting type of, without the weightlifting movements, but more of the high intensity interval training type of stuff. And now I've been doing heavier weights. I've gotten bigger muscles, gained more weight, but my size doesn't really look bigger.
Speaking of size, so did you start doing the powerlifting, Melissa, the same time? Did you guys do it together at the same time, or?
He kind of discovered that.
Yeah, I got into it first and kind of just dove head first into it, and then but you weren't far behind.
Yeah, I had encouraged him that he would be really great at weightlifting, and I knew a lot of the basic concepts. Like I knew that a lot of people will bulk and put on weight intentionally so that they can get bigger muscles. And I knew that he was trying to, and he had already gone through some weight loss with like a ketogenic diet, and like he said, doing a lot of cardio. And then I knew that he had a lot of the mass that would quickly do what is called like body recompositioning, where you're like turning your fat mass into muscle. And so someone can stay the same size, the same weight on the
Right.
scale, and see like they'll lose inches from their waist, or
Because that's because the
Yeah.
muscle.
yeah.
adding
So
on
you're
muscle
gaining
there.
muscle, losing fat at the same time.
My problem, and you talked about that whatever the keto diet.
Yeah.
My problem is I eat terrible. I mean, a bad eater. Explain to me what kind of diet that is.
That's just basically low to no carb, moderate protein, and high fat.
And what's a moderate protein and high fat? consist of?
80% fat, 20%.
Of your
Percent.
calories.
Yeah.
So when I think of fat, I'm thinking of like ice cream. I'm thinking of the bad stuff.
Well,
So
that's
there's gotta
loaded, that's
there's
loaded
got-
with carbs too.
Okay,
so,
carbs.
Yeah.
So what is a good? So obviously, is there good fats?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is a good fat?
Well, I mean, your body actually needs animal fat to function. But like, yeah, animal fats.
Avocado is something that I eat an avocado
Yeah.
a day if I can find
I
them.
could probably never eat that.
And avocado oil. So there's
Maybe,
oils,
yeah.
like if you want to just look at what you're cooking your food you're already eating in,
Yeah.
you can do simple switches like using coconut oil and avocado
yeah.
oil, or we use Kerrygold butter
Yeah.
a lot instead of like a margarine or a
eggs
canola
cooked
oil.
in Kerrygold butter would be like a perfect ketogenic
Yes,
meal.
yeah.
Yeah,
Alright.
and you could even throw some bacon or ham in if you want.
Like real bacon?
Oh, yeah.
We're not talking about okay.
Yeah.
All right. And we're talking not like 6 eggs. We're talking just a moderate portion.
I mean, I would, if it was me personally, I'd do 5 to 6 eggs. But I mean, it just depends on the person. But the good thing about ketogenic diet is it really satiates you, so you don't have cravings and you naturally eat less. It's nothing magic. You're literally just eating less calories throughout the day because you don't get as hungry.
Yeah, that's definitely what I need. I mean, I've been losing some weight here lately, but
Yeah.
this month it's just I've been kind of plateauing, and I got to get more disciplined. What do you? I mean, because you guys work with people, you work with people who go through those phases. What do you tell people who get like me? I've lost weight before. I lost 55 pounds. You can look outside that door and you see I was skinny at one time, and I gained it back. I gained more of it back. And I'm trying to do it again, and it seems like it's harder. What do you tell people like me?
Well, I have a lot of empathy for people. I know I'm only 36. We're only 36, but I've been through quite a lot in my life, and so has he. And I think you take your life experience, and then you, like, the reason I became a health coach and personal trainer is because I do want to get to know people, dig a little deeper in their background, and help them find sustainable results.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to help people get, to a short-term goal, but then hopefully we can carry on and make some lifelong changes. So I would start by trying to encourage you to make simple but manageable changes one at a time. Maybe whether it be each week, a 5-minute action you could take every day, and then build on that.
Yeah, it doesn't just have to be cut your calories. You can up your activity to burn calories. So
I say the first thing I start with clients will be like, how much water are you drinking, and shoot for a gallon of water a day. A lot of time people are eating when they're really thirsty, and then when you are shooting for that, it's something that you're keeping occupied. Same thing with like when people try to quit cigarettes or something.
just to clarify, I'm not currently on a ketogenic diet.
Yeah,
I haven't done that for quite a while. Not having carbs and trying to lift heavy weights doesn't go together very well. But for somebody that's basically sedentary and wanting to lose weight that way, ketogenic diet is great.
Especially
great for
short
that.
term.
Yeah.
And it helps break sugar addiction.
Yeah,
I tried it for a little bit, didn't stay with it, but it helped me with the sugar long term.
I need to work out. I mean, I know that. I don't want to do it the easy way where I just watch what I eat. I live by, I walk. I need to do more. I know I need to do more exercises. What little things can people do at home exercise-wise if they can't get to a gym, or if they can't? Is there any little things that people can do at home? For example, I would stand sometimes, instead of hitting my DVR and hitting record or fast forward, every other time I'd stand up and do my running in place.
Yeah.
I don't even do that now. I'm so lazy. I got to do that. But are there any other things that people can do?
Yeah, for sure.
get a push mower if you have a rider.
Oh yeah, I get push.
That, I mean, yeah, that'll. If you have a big enough yard, that'll burn some calories.
My dad enjoys doing that for exercise as opposed to getting like a rider.
Yeah, I guess that would do it too.
And then during the summer, so like you were talking about watching TV, I had gotten many years ago, I got leg weights and would do different, leg exercises, ab exercises, leg lifts with the weights on, add some resistance. And gym equipment can get kind of expensive, but getting resistance bands fairly cheap. You can get, a kettlebell. You can even get adjustable dumbbells or kettlebells. But even just a set of, like if, for instance, my favorites would be like a 15-pound weight that I would have in the house to grab and just do a few reps. So.
Wow. So now when you say it so this is your life. I mean, this has become your life. And you mentioned something earlier, Andrew. You talked about how now you're on this weightlifting thing so I'm picturing you probably eat a lot of spaghetti. You said a lot of carbs. Is that because you're burning a lot of calories when you're doing powerlifting? You're burning more? I mean, why is there a shift in the diet?
I don't know why it works like that, but carbs are a really good fuel source for,
that's where it gets into the technical stuff.
It's your is glycogen, right? Your glycogen
muscle
stores.
Glycogen will be replenished with the carbohydrate. So whenever you are trying to burn, like obviously you need lots of protein, you do need healthy fats, but on a day that you would be lifting, you might be preferentially having some more carbs on that day to fuel your workout.
Oh, wow.
So not everybody does. People do fasted workouts first thing in the morning before they eat. I mean, it just depends how it fits into someone's daily life, the best for them, but it is much more sustainable, I think. Like for women, doing a ketogenic diet can be more problematic because of the more complex hormones that come in. Same thing with, anyone who is trying to lift a lot of weight. Trying to do a very low carb diet is not as practical, especially in the long term.
Is it because you need more energy and the carbs provides that energy?
Yeah, fast acting too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, so there's a lot of science to working at a lot more than I think. Do you weigh yourself every day? Is it something that you do?
It just depends. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Currently, haven't been. I like to weigh out my food, at least for a while. Like if I'm trying to hit a certain amount of calories, and then after you do it for a month or so, though, weighing every meal, and then you kind of. I eat a lot of the same things every day, so you kind of get the feel of what you need. So currently, no, I haven't been weighing food, and I weigh myself about once a week. But yeah, if you're really trying to lose, though, weighing your food is very very important.
You guys mentioned it makes you feel better when you work out. Obviously, you feel better physically. But mentally,
yes,
you got to feel better as well. When did you start really working out? When did you think, I've got to do this in your life?
For me personally, I had always been really active. And he used to ride BMX, and again, we've both just always been active, not really completely sedentary in our spare time. Take a lot of hikes is something I always enjoyed. When I had my son 15 years ago, I was wanting to. Before, like a lot of women, I think they want to get their body back or they want to get small again. So I was doing a lot of watching a video and following that, and then doing a lot of hand weights, dumbbells, and leg kicks, things like that, just trying to hike as much as I could. But then I had gotten in a car accident, which I talked to you about before. Shortly after I was going through a divorce, so a pretty difficult time in my life. My son was a year old.
So mentally, you're all over the place.
Yeah, and really emotionally took a toll on me. So I think people can lean into working out in an unhealthy way too, and extreme managing diet. I don't know that I necessarily would say I had an eating disorder, but a lot of disordered eating habits, where I got really underweight. And then I had been prescribed, when I got in that car accident, pain medicine. And that really, it took the edge off of all the what I felt like anyway,
Right.
the emotional thing. So it was, me working with doctors and even going to groups and different things, working for a while so I could segue and get off of that medication safely, and had to really lean into God. So like I said, I have a long testimony that I'm hoping that I can maybe do my own video on a YouTube channel or something.
Yeah.
And
Love to hear it. It's yeah.
I do like to share it one-on-one with
Yeah.
people, because it's
Yeah.
really surprising, how many people like I'll meet or that will explain to me what's going on in their life. And oftentimes different prescription medicines, whether controlled or not, have played a part in, causing side effects, unwanted. Like I was on antibiotics for acne for years, and I didn't realize, it really destroyed my gut health. So that was a really big motivator for me to, I had to, in order to work, to take care of my child, to just be a functioning person and be happy. I had to do everything that I could, and that included changing my diet completely. Like, I don't eat refined sugar. I'll do honey and things like that.
That's you talked about the gut health and were there probiotics? Is that what that's called?
I do take probiotics now.
Yeah, help that.
Yeah.
And you mentioned unhealthy dieting, unhealthy eating.
Yeah.
That can happen where you think you're doing it the right way. Tell me something that because obviously I eat unhealthy. But what I have been doing though is because I have been losing weight, believe it or not, I have been losing weight. Camera might not show it. Is that I really watch how much I eat. I watch how much I eat. I watch my portion. I don't eat to the point where I can't eat another bite. I get to the point where I shouldn't eat another bite. I eat slower to where I don't, and I just don't. I don't put as much on my plate. I really don't. I don't try to cover. I want to see my plate now. But I still don't eat the right stuff. I still, I just terrible. And I don't like certain foods. I don't like salads. I hate them.
That's fine.
I just
believe it or not, we don't eat a whole lot of vegetables.
I'm terrible. I love vegetarians because that means there's more meat for me. You know what I mean? That's what I love. But. So you talked about the eating and or the bad eating, and you talked about the mental health. I'm assuming and it's just be from my perspective, because every time I've started a diet or something, it's like mentally I'm just depressed at myself. I look in the mirror and I think, geez, you're a blimp. All these bad negative thoughts go into my head, that I don't like, and I'm assuming you guys meet people who are in the same mental state as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I used to be there.
Yeah, me too. I think there's been a lot of misinformation throughout, the years about dieting and what food, what food you should be eating. Like, everybody goes straight to vegetables, and I'm not a dietitian. I'm not giving diet advice, but I think more of a meat-based diet.
Yeah.
If you're,
That's
for health and for
and high quality meat. Like I order from Butcher Box. I really like them. We
Where's that
like
at?
Alaskan wild caught salmon and grass-fed, grass-finished meat. And obviously sometimes you can't afford get the highest quality of meat, but for me personally, with my digestive stuff, I am just really selective over what I eat. But
I just eat the
he eats
the
a lot
basic
of
stuff.
that's me. Eggs. When you mentioned eggs and bacon, I'm like, I can eat that every day. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But again, the carbs are addicting.
Yeah, and especially when they're the processed kinds that have been designed to be hyper palatable and addictive, like a bag of chips. Like, we don't keep snacks in the house or processed foods, which is, again, the first thing I'd say on my first appointment with a health client would be just as much of the processed foods that you can cut out is best, or at least not have them in your house, where if you're really thinking about ice cream or a bag of M&Ms, you physically have to get out of the house and go get them, and oftentimes that'll be enough to prevent someone from taking the trip.
Brushing your teeth when there's something, if you get sweet, that's what I would do because I kept my weight off for a while, is that when I start craving a lot of sweets and stuff, and it wasn't my treat day,
Yeah.
because I'd always give myself a treat time. and it wasn't my treat day, I'd go brush my teeth because I'm a
Yeah.
excessive teeth brusher, and it would take away the craving of a sweet. For some reason, it was odd.
I've
I don't know why I did
experienced that. Yeah.
Really, yeah. I would do that, but and I look back and I think, gosh, I used to do all these things to keep my weight off, and then when I got pneumonia and got sick and didn't eat for a while, and then when I got better, I would eat. I mean, I could eat the floor. I mean, I got hungry and hungry and hungry, and I get depressed. And it's harder to quit this. It's harder to lose weight the second time because I know how hard it was the first time. When somebody comes to you, has anybody come to you that's trying to lose weight the second time, where they got more to lose like me? Has somebody ever come to you, and what do you tell them?
Yeah, and that's usually by the time that you're, our age, or someone's tried several times, or they have successfully lost weight, and then that's where we look at what worked for you before, and then, of course, like I have a really in-depth, kind of long, free consultation if anyone wants to. Is interested in that. Again, I have forms to fill out, but I'm taking notes and trying to find out what went right for you, what went wrong, what are you doing now, and then find out the first steps, the building blocks that would be the easiest thing. Of course, there's a positive feedback loop, just like there's a negative feedback loop that you can get into. So like you're saying, if you do something you think is wrong or bad, then it can make you feel bad, and you dwell on that, and then make another decision. So usually it snowballs in that direction. But when I focus on, you have a health coach or someone saying, hey, but you did this great thing, and build on that, and just that's what I've done in my life to not be so hard on myself too.
I love cereal, like at night.
Yeah,
it's the worst, man.
And
I mean,
there are better cereals though, and milk is really healthy. Whole milk, particularly, and raw whole milk is like a superfood.
Are you talking about like the red? Because I drink the red cat milk.
Yeah.
Is that the people?
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's calories in, calories out.
Yeah, it's got more. It's obviously got more calories than skim milk, but it's got that good fat.
Yeah. Is that good fat?
Yeah, good.
And it's just got you just gotta
vitamins.
You just gotta practice portion control with that. I mean, I think that's like the main thing with the diet. I mean, you're gonna have some meals in there that you're not, not your favorites. You don't particularly enjoy them, but you got to have the stuff in there you like as well. But then you just have to, know how much of that you're eating, how much you can eat.
Like a certain bowl that you eat out of each time. And I use chopsticks to eat because one technique someone who's dealing with digestive issues can use is, eating slowly, chewing your food more, being more mindful, not eating on the go, like in the car or.
I would do that.
And what I was getting at is you're not going to stick to a diet that you absolutely hate.
Yeah.
Like, you got to have something in there that you enjoy.
So you
might be able to white knuckle it for a month or something, but then you're gonna be over it, and then you're just gonna binge eat and put on more weight than you had before.
When I started feeling better after my pneumonia, this was 2015. I mean, it was like I never ate before.
Yeah.
And I was hungry, and I just kept excessively eating. And the doctor was like, because my body went through, with that pneumonia, went through a lot of, whatever trauma, whatever went through, and then I just got hungry. I mean, because
you're just depleted, probably.
Oh yeah, I just ate so much, and then it was like, okay, 230, 242. Oh my goodness, it just fast. It was like overnight.
Yeah.
And then I just have not really gotten back to where I used to be. I mean, when McDonald's had. They would have that oatmeal that I would eat, and I love their oatmeal. I would just eat oatmeal instead of French fries. I'd get double cheeseburger and throw the buns away and just eat the cheese. I'd get 6 of them and eat just the cheese and meat.
That's better than.
Yeah, I'd throw the bun away. I mean, I know it's
kind
crazy.
of a good technique.
Yeah, I'd throw the bun away and I'd eat with oatmeal. I mean, I would eat, and I would never eat carbs. I heard eat carbs, and if I ever did, like on a treat day, eat a carb like mashed potatoes or something, I'd feel weird. I mean, I was so disciplined, and I look back and I think, why can't I get to that now? There's something up here.
Yeah, I mean,
and I'm sure you guys. I'm sure that's probably the biggest stumbling block that you come with when you work with somebody. It's like, okay, you gotta get past that. Was that your guys'? Did you guys ever have to go through that up here?
I still go through it.
Yeah.
Discipline is the key, and yeah, it's very hard to be extremely disciplined, no matter what it is that you're doing. For most people, I mean, there's some freaks that can just do
Yeah,
it.
maintaining any balance in life
Yeah.
is a constant.
Yeah.
You know, you have to constantly prioritize.
I tell you, Leslie Bailey, that lady,
yeah.
she's
Yeah,
incredible.
she's amazing.
Oh my gosh, her discipline is
Yeah.
off the charts. I mean, it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
How did you guys meet? Did you guys meet working out?
No.
Oh.
That came later, but yeah.
Yeah, we've really grown together.
Yeah.
Both of us had a lot of, improvements to do, and I think it's awesome that we've both kept
at it?
Yeah, and help encourage each other too.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So when you guys met, you were like, okay, I work out too, and boom.
Well, we both did ride bikes, so
Yeah.
we definitely did that together.
Yeah. No, I didn't really. She was on me a lot, saying I need to work out, but I should.
Yeah.
Lift weights and stuff, and I never did. But then once I did it, it just clicked. It was like I should have been doing this my whole life.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I wish I wanted to start. I didn't start till I was in my 30s. Probably
wow.
like 32.
Wow.
And he got me a kettlebell for our first Christmas that we were together. So.
Wow. And you got a younger brother who's,
Yeah.
hopefully the team wins the state title. I shouldn't put too
Amen.
much pressure on him. Lucas Barron.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he's
a beast in the weight room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he looks like he's deceptively strong.
Yeah.
Of course, his dad's pretty big guy too.
Yeah. He's got his own little gym in the basement.
Yeah. Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you ever
he
do
lifts
some
some.
pointers with him? Give him some pointers?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Can't wait for this season.
Yeah.
So-
I'm excited.
So you guys now, type of clients that you guys take, anybody?
Yeah, well, right now I am the only one certified, and I'm working on a precision nutrition certification where, just because it's a great certification, and I'm wanting to get a little bit deeper in that. So I'll probably keep accumulating certifications.
Now, precision nutrition?
Yeah, so it helps. Just to summarize real quickly, like one thing that they do that they teach is like hand portions. So they would say like, instead of someone needing to measure out everything, which is the advanced step, you could start with having a serving is a cupful of, or a handful of carbs is a serving, or like a palm size of protein, or a thumb size of fat, and then just something, little really simple things to help people execute that aren't interested in getting super technical into it. But.
And yeah, I don't officially train anybody. I got some buddies that come out and lift, but yeah, and I'm not a certified trainer like she is or anything. But
Are you going to plan on?
I don't know. I'm so busy at work. I mean, I would possibly be into taking on a client or two if somebody really wanted to train with me. But yeah, I stay pretty busy, and then with my own lifting.
Yeah.
It's hard to
What kind of work do you do?
everything. I work at Howden.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I remember you said
Just
that.
started machining.
Yeah. Wow. And you work and help improve lives.
Yeah, I'll take on mainly female clients, but if we have a male client, then it'll just make sure and be when, Andrew's there, since right now we are working out of our home gym, and he'll be helping me with demonstrations and spotting for the men.
Yeah.
How does somebody get a hold of you, Melissa?
Well, right now I haven't got a business phone number yet, so I did start a Facebook page, Melissa Rose, CPT, or Melissa Rose on Facebook.
Yeah.
People have reached out to me that way.
Yeah. And you take all ages?
Yes, absolutely. We were really interested in helping teenagers, specifically. I know it's a tough time, and just because you're not necessarily into any of the organized sports that they have, it doesn't mean you're not into working out. And it's really great because you can just compete against yourself too, like your own personal best.
Start early and don't end up like this. That's how you do it. Melissa, great to have you on the show.
Thanks so much.
Andrew, great to have you on the
Thank
show.
you very much.
You want to, to see the great stories, you can learn more about them. Melissa, CPT.
Melissa Rose, CPT.
Melissa Rose, CPT.
Stands for Certified Personal Trainer.
On Facebook, or just Melissa Rose on Facebook. Check her out. We'll check you out next month on The Spot.